complications you see? What are some complications you hear about in an Asian person with a white person, and a Japanese woman, a Canadian white man?
Yes, I think there's
Thai,
a lot of concerns. One of
different
the concerns,
cultures, I know.
Yes, one of the concerns is not knowing about another culture, not actually understanding the intricate expectations of that culture, and that leads to a lot of issues. For example, I've had clients, a Japanese girl and a Caucasian man, and Japanese girl did not want premarital sex, and of course after they've been dating for a couple of years, the Caucasian man seduced her, and afterwards she came to therapy with me because of the sense of guilt that she's no longer a virgin. When we brought the Caucasian man into therapy, he said, well, so what? It's sex. It's part of our dating. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, there are different expectations and not knowing these expectations. So one of the things that I say is communication is so important. An open, honest communication. And that's one of the things that predominantly females do not do openly, because the thing is they're afraid of losing the relationship. If I tell him that I cannot do this or my culture says this, he'll walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that could be. As you say, sometimes the culture trumps the love.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
What other problems do you see in your practice? Male, female, racism?
Yeah. Racism is there. In fact, that's one of the reasons, unconsciously, that some people get into cross-cultural relationships, in fact. I had a client, a male, who only dated Caucasian females. Only dated. He just didn't know why he was attracted to Caucasian females. Upon introspection, we realized that when he was growing up here in Vancouver, he faced large amounts of racism from his peers. And in fact, what he was doing is now in his adult life, by dating Caucasian females, he was healing himself from this abuse. He was in fact going back to his perpetrators psychically and showing that I'm dating your quote unquote women, and therefore I am equal to you.
Same-sex marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Same-sex relationships.
Yes.
They're complicated when you're the same color.
Yes.
So if you have people from different cultures.
Mm-hmm. Yes, same-sex marriage is taboo in most ethnic communities. It's a sin. It's a sin.
In the Muslim community?
It's a Muslim community. Yes.
In the Sikh, does it depend if you're Sunni or Shia or?
No, right across the board, it's not accepted. It's the same thing. I mean, it's even more not accepted.
Well, fundamentalist Christians too.
Sure.
I mean, there's many.
Sure, that is true, and. I mean, it's just like the concept of homosexuality. If you look at religion, right back, the reason for marriage is for procreation. And with traditionally and biologically, having two people from the same sex, I mean, you're not going to be able to procreate biologically. So it's shunned.
Well, the outrage a month or so ago when Richard Gere kissed or grabbed the Bollywood star, big outrage in India, not done, that show of public affection, it is not culturally correct.
No, it's not accepted. It is absolutely not accepted. And the thing is, I think there are two aspects. Number one, display of public affection is not taken kindly upon in those cultures, but also it was, I think, a deeper reason that this created so much riot was that Richard Gere represented the Western civilization.
Right, even though he is a Buddhist.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yes.
I think he is.
And the actress represented the Eastern. So we had a clash here. We had a clash that for many people in that town was not acceptable. Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
And caused an incident.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see when you have individuals
Yes.
trying to work that, it's hard enough trying to work a relationship out
Mm-hmm.
when you don't have a cultural difference
Yes.
or a religious difference.
Yes.
In many, do you advise your clients in certain cases to convert, to become
Mm-hmm.
a Muslim or a Hindu or
That is a possibility that some of my clients have chosen. But the thing is, I don't advise them. Because the thing is, if you are planning on changing your religion or your faith, which is integral to who we are for marriage, what would happen? First of all, would you be a good Muslim if you convert? Or would you be a good Hindu or Sikh or Christian? I would guess no. And the thing is, should there be a divorce? What would happen to your faith? Would you divorce yourself now from your faith as well? So unless so for example, if you do study, so let's say your boyfriend is Muslim, and you do study Islam, and you appreciate it, and you value it, and you want to on your own will convert, then yes, of course, fine.
So,
it would make things easier.
right, but much of your advice, some of it I read in one of your newspaper articles, I believe. You suggested if you're dating somebody from a different country, from a different religion, learn about the food, learn to cook the food.
Yes.
And vice versa,
Sure.
right? I mean, you
Well,
learn to
one of
cook a
the ways-
burger, I'll learn to make a chapati.
Yes.
Or however that works.
Well, of course. And one of the ways to get to, if it's a female, a Caucasian female dating, say, an ethnic man, one of the ways to get accepted by the step family is by going through the man's mother. Because mothers are very central in the culture, in the Asian
Matriarchal.
culture, yes. And so therefore, learn how to cook the favorite foods. Learn to impress the mother. Learn certain sayings like hello, goodbye. If it's a religious saying, learn that. Learn to show the mother and the rest of the family that you are making an effort.
You also have to accept the different holidays and really celebrate the differences.
Sure, it
essentially.
Yes, and that's what this course at Langara that I teach does. It learns to celebrate the cultural, diversity.
In your courses, mostly are they attended by people who are in these relationships, or do the families come sometimes? Because this is a family thing.
Yes.
This is just not about a boy and a girl, a man and a woman. This is about an entire family. The elders.
It attracts everyone. Those who, for example, are in cross-cultural relationships, those who would like to be in cross-cultural relationships, those who were in cross-cultural relationships but ended in not, say, for example, functionally, it was a bad makeup. The parents who suspect that one of their children are in cross-cultural relationship would like to attend. I've had 2 people fall in love in my course, actually.
See?
You know, so
who knew?
Because it's a time for sharing their own cultures.
And are people fairly forthcoming in the course?
The first 5 minutes, they were sitting with their hands here and looking at each other, all these strangers, and look at me trying to think, and me, of course, having a background in clinical sexology, they think, oh my God, what is he going to ask me? I don't know if I want to say this. But the thing is, after that, they realize that it's such a calm and nurturing environment. It becomes almost like group therapy. And people share things that they wouldn't share to, their mothers even.
Well, and if you can talk about it, you can solve it.
Yes.
At least attempt to solve it, for sure.
Yes.
So next course is October.
October 17th.
In the fall. You get the summer off.
Yes.
We like that. October 17th to the 21st, 2007 at Langara.
At Langara College.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. And coming up, disorders of the foot and ankle are his focus. A podiatrist helps you cross your ankles and put your best feet forward.